What is up, everybody? The Return, Part 2. It's me, Mr. Underhooks MMA, and I am back today with a breakdown of the UFC 302 main event. Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. Guys, it's going to be a fun, exciting fight. Just kidding. It's actually probably going to be pretty boring. But, there's plenty of other good fights in this card. Not huge names, but some, good fights that'll be pretty exciting and will carry us, through the night without getting bored. This is a super exciting matchup right here. Jailton Almeida versus Alexander Romanov. Most exciting fighters in the heavyweight division. They have a combined of probably like 3 finishes between the two of them. But yeah, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the main event. Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. So today I'm gonna be telling you um, what I think is going to happen, who I think is going to win, and how that's going to happen. So we are going to get right into it. So, let me pull up these guys, both of their stats real quick. Islam Makhachev. Actually, no, I gotta do it like this. Here, open a new tab. And, lightweight. Open a new tab. Holy crap, I feel like an old person. Okay, so, Dustin. He's He has a decently high striking output, 5.5 significant strikes landed per minute. That's like middle of the road roughly. He doesn't get hit that much. It's pretty good. Pretty accurate with the strikes. But why am I looking at this? Bro, I'm a real statistician right now. His submission average though, I'm not even gonna lie, is actually kind of surprising because this dude like he's got like one submission win in his last like 15 fights or something, and that was against Michael Chandler. But it's a little, yeah. This is probably from all those guillotines. Just why did I say guillotines? Guillotines just all being like added up. I mean, this dude, his fight against Benoit Saint Denis probably brought this up by like point 0.5 because he threw like 6 gillies in that fight. That was actually wild. And Islam, lower submission average than you'd expect. Lower significant strikes too, because he's decently high output. He has a very high striking accuracy. This is probably one of the higher percents, in the game. Obviously, extremely high takedown defense. Doesn't knock guys down a lot. Let's check Dustin's knockdown average. Okay, kind of a bit higher. Islam's a finisher though, dude. He finishes a lot of his wins. Early on, it was kind of a decision fighter, but he's finished like every all 6 of his last opponents, and they're high level dudes too. Is Dan Hooker, obviously, Volk, Charles, Bobby Green. Those are really the good people he beat. But they're still high level opponents that he's finishing and finishing pretty dominantly. His win against Volk, the first fight, I I don't really know who won that fight. I really kind of thought it was Volk, but maybe I was a little biased. I tried to be as unbiased as possible, but it was a little tough because he's my favorite fighter. It was still a really good fight. It's definitely my favorite fight of all time, but it was close. But we saw what happened on short notice. I don't like watching that clip. Makes me very sad. After that happened, I wanted to curl into a ball and just stop watching the sport forever. But yeah, um, but I think this fight is gonna go. I don't. It's probably not going the distance. Honestly, somebody's getting finished. But this is kind of where it gets interesting to me. I say this about every single fight where there's like a clear favorite. I feel like, but this fight is gonna be kind of close in some aspects. I feel like Dustin is gonna be outstriking Islam. Listen, I'm not wrong about that. I feel like it's not exactly a hot take. Like Dustin is definitely a better striker than Islam, and I'll get kind of more into that later. This is where the hot take's gonna kind of come in. But obviously Islam's gonna try to grapple. If he tries to stand with Dustin, I think honestly Dustin is gonna win the belt, which would be crazy. I'm gonna be hard rooting for him, even though pause, mega pause. Oh my god, what the heck? Oof. Rewind. I'm going to really be rooting for Dustin against Islam because I actually like Islam a lot. He's a pretty chill dude, and if Dustin wasn't so old and stuff, I might even be going for Islam, honestly. But Dustin is just such a good fighter, and he's beaten so many good guys. It's just a matter of bad luck that he hasn't won the belt because he's beaten so many former champions. It was just he beat all of these guys at the wrong time, like even in their primes. Like, let me pull up Dustin's shirt dog real quick. I know he's beaten at least like three former champions. Sherdog, I love Sherdog. It's the best MMA website. Okay. Yeah, let's go through it. Connor, former champ. Max, former champ. Eddie Alvarez, former champ. Anthony Pettis, former champ. Um, it doesn't sound like a Max again, former champ. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. This is a lot of former champs who have beaten, like especially just beating them at the wrong times. Dustin always somehow builds up to like these he gets these really good winning streaks. Dude, I think this guy's gonna win the belt, and then he just goes against some guy that seems unstoppable at the moment, and then he just loses. Um, yeah, I feel bad for the dude, but if he fought just at a different time, he definitely would be the lightweight champion at some point. So I think Dustin can win this fight. Call me crazy, but this is kind of where the hot take's coming in. Dustin obviously is primarily a boxer. He's a boxer that has decent leg kicks, right? And what is Islam's striking defense? Striking weakness. It's boxing. We've seen Islam get dropped like 3 times. It's like kind of bad drops. From boxing, not from kicks or anything. Obviously against Adriano Martins, that was pretty bad. Right there. Um, he got dropped by some rando. I don't even remember who it was, but somebody dropped him. And in his first fight with Volk, he got dropped pretty bad too, and Volk was catching him with some striking. Oliveira is more of a pressure Muay Thai fighter, so that's why you didn't see Oliveira have many good moments against Islam. But Dustin is basically a pure boxer. I mean, this guy, the only kicks he throws are leg kicks. He's got some like I think hip problems, and that's why he can't throw head kicks. He might not even be able to throw body kicks, so it's kind of interesting, honestly. That's why he's just basically a pure boxer. Um, so yeah, that's how Dustin can win this fight. There's gonna be a finish. If I had to put money on this fight, I would probably bet on it like not going the distance, because either Islam is choking him out, or even knocking him out possibly, maybe with a TKO, or he's probably not gonna catch him on the feet, or Dustin pulling off a crazy upset. Um, he's if he catches him with something, it's gonna be a right hook. Also, I just wanted to add that every time Islam's gotten dropped, it's been from a right hand. Adriano Martins, it was an overhand right. Volk, it was like an uppercut sort of straight. And I think the other time he got dropped, it was a right hook. But yeah, Dustin's really good at right hooks. That's probably his best punch because Dustin's actually a right-handed guy, but he fights southpaw, which I'm also gonna bring that up. Islam struggles against southpaws a lot. Adriano Martins, I'm pretty sure was a southpaw. I know I keep bringing up that one fight, and it was like 10 years ago, but he made a bunch of striking mistakes in the Oliveira fight too, where he was kind of overextended, and maybe Dustin could catch him in those moments, but I don't know. Islam's pretty chinny. Islam doesn't have a great chin, to be honest. Like Khabib was able to be so effective because he had a crazy chin. I mean, he walked through basically anything that was thrown at him. Barboza's wheel kicks, anyone's punches. I mean, Dustin hit him with some clean shots. If you watch the edit that I made on TikTok, please go like that up. But yeah, in literally like the one clip that I put in, it's like the first 30 seconds of round 2. Dustin hits him with some hard shots that probably would have put some other people out. So Islam doesn't can't rely on his chin as much as Khabib did. So that's why I don't know if Islam is gonna be as good in the fight against Dustin. Um, people are counting Poirier out. They forget. Like, I know Islam is a really good fighter, but people are forgetting this is a top 5 ranked lightweight in the world who's been fighting at the highest level for like 10 years. Like, just because Islam's really good does not mean you can just count this dude out? Every time people are counting Dustin out, that's where he shines best. Shine bright like a diamond. That was terrible. I'm killing myself. Shouldn't say, I can't say that on YouTube. But a lot of people I'm just saying I had Dustin round 2 KO. Call me Mystic underhooks, man. But he knocked out Benoit when people were doubting him. Um, I don't think people really thought he was gonna be winning in the McGregor fight. He won that. Um, but yeah, a lot of the time Dustin is kind of counted out. He's the underdog. Then you know, he wins, dude. He's not definitely not a bad fighter at all, actually. Whoa, I did not know Cub Swanson beat him. That's actually crazy. Danny Castillo, some random dude. But yeah, Dustin's a good fighter, man. You cannot be counting this guy out just because he's fighting Islam Makhachev. Now, bringing me to my ultimate point. All that talking. Who do I think is going to win? I still think that Islam is probably going to submit Dustin. I don't want that to happen, but listen, it's more than likely going to happen. Dustin, in every title fight he's had, he's gotten submitted or finished, honestly. If you want to count the BMF title, he's gotten finished in every single title fight he's had. So I don't think the pattern's going to change. I think Islam is going to, not in the first round, unless Dustin makes a stupid mistake. Maybe I'm going to say round 3 guillotine by Islam Makhachev. That's really what I could see happening. Um, wait, I did say guillotine. I meant rear naked choke. My bad. It's 12:30 a.m. My bad. But yeah, I think Islam's gonna be able to take him down from the off the cage. He's kind of good at that, like Khabib. He's good at getting people's backs. He did it to Volk easily, even though Volk's smaller than him. Still, like pound for pound number one fighter. So yeah, he's gonna. I feel like take Dustin's back. If not, he's gonna take him down, make him turn with some ground and pound, and I think he's gonna choke him out. Sadly, it's gonna be sad watching Dustin go out like that. If this dude pulls off some crazy miracle, um, the edits are gonna go crazy. It's gonna be like biggest one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, which we've been seeing stuff like that. I mean, we saw DDP versus Whitaker, Strickland versus Adesanya. Um, if you want to count Aspinall versus Sergey, I guess that kind of counts. But we're seeing a lot of upsets, dude. So this is not as unlikely as people make it. So yeah, that's my opinions on this fight. If you dang, I just completely lost my train of thought. If you liked what you saw and thought this video was pretty good, leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you later on my full main card and a little bit of the prelims breakdown for UFC 302. All right, bye bye.